Today's video is sponsored by Forever Pick. Each guitar pick is handmade by luthier Robert S. Paul in Chicago, Illinois. Enjoy a rainbow of tone when you take advantage of 25% off by clicking the link in today's show notes.
Today here at Robert's Guitar Dungeon, I'm going to share with you my list of favorite YouTube videos from 2018. I recently shared on my channel a list of my own videos from 2018, as I feel that I have accomplished quite a bit, and this channel has grown an awful lot, and I'm proud of what's been accomplished. But I'm not the only channel on YouTube. There are lots and lots and lots of other channels on YouTube, many of whom have inspired me in various different ways. Here's a list of videos that some of those other creators who have inspired me have posted on YouTube this year. Some of them, maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't. I strongly encourage you to check them out. I think you'll enjoy them. Here they are in no particular order. In fact, they're probably way out of order. 19 of my favorite videos that some of my favorite YouTube channels have posted this year. Let's get to it. Andertons Music did a demo earlier this year on the JHS Bonsai pedal. The JHS Bonsai pedal is, in fact, a Tube Screamer, not just a Tube Screamer clone, but it has 9 different Tube Screamer clone circuits within itself, and is a very, very, if you like Tube Screamers, that'd probably be the only one that you ever need to buy. However, what they did is they did a blindfold, essentially a blind test with Rob Chapman playing what he thought was 9 different pedals, and the reveal at the end and the look on his face and his initial reaction was absolutely classic. There was an event over in Germany, I believe, called GuitCon this year, and there was a lot of the YouTube community was in attendance, and many of them got together for several different collaboration videos, several of which are going to be on this list. One of my very favorites was one that showed up on Pete Thorn's channel. 16 YouTube guitar personalities all got together in what I don't know if it was at the convention center or if it was at a local music store in the area, but somehow they managed to get a vintage Marshall Plexi and a 412 cabinet, and 16 YouTube guitar players all took turns playing through that thing, dimed every knob on 10. And see, it was clear a lot of those guys had never played through an amp that loud, and it was funny watching Pete laugh at all their reactions. By the way, I mentioned in my video a couple of weeks ago about how intelligent female guitar players are. Mary Spender was the only one of those guitar players who was smart enough to turn the volume down on the guitar itself. I've mentioned several times Jared Dines is one of, if not probably my favorite guitar player on YouTube. I really, really enjoy his channel, plus I think the guy is hilarious. On top of that, he's a very, very skilled guitar player. He does a lot of collaboration videos with a lot of other YouTube personalities, and this year was the second annual Biggest Shred Collab Song Ever. The title actually was Biggest Shred Collab Song in the World Part 2. And there was, I don't know how many different, there was guitar players on there I'd never heard of, as well as some people that are, some players that are not necessarily YouTube guitar players, like Rusty Cooley, who are actually in well-known touring acts that participated in that video. It's about a 10-minute shred fest, but well worth every second of it. Speaking of YouTube collaboration videos, a channel known as Frog Leap Studios, who is run by Leo Moracchioli, I think is how it's pronounced, does an awful lot of collaboration videos, and I mentioned Mary Spender earlier. He did one here not that long ago. He likes to do a lot of metal covers of famous pop songs. Well, this time he and Mary Spender got together and did a metal cover of Sultans of Swing. Very entertaining, very well produced. All of his videos are extremely well produced. It sounds great. Go check it out. We had yet another revival of the Metal Zone on YouTube this year, and I must admit I benefited from this directly. Ola Englund was the first one to get this round started, and this was just before Boss had announced the new Metal Zone WAZA-Craft edition that was released earlier this year. For whatever reason, and I don't know what sparked this idea from him, but Ole Englund decided that he was going to do the now famous experiment of running a Metal Zone into the return jack of the effects loop rather than through the front end of the amplifier, essentially bypassing the preamp and turning the Metal Zone itself into the preamp. This video performed very well for him and had several other YouTubers follow suit, myself included. However, the reason why I benefited from it is because myself and my good friend Russell Wells from Riffs and Chugs TV both performed the same experiment on our channels about a year prior. And Ole Englund and Colin Scott and all the other, much larger channels than mine that all jumped on board to do the Metal Zone test. Obviously generated a few more views from my own Metal Zone video, one that I did, again, about a year ago, and that I was actually pretty proud of. Believe it or not, I do not just watch guitar channels on YouTube. There is an entire wealth of information out there and all different forms of entertainment. And one of my all-time favorite video game franchises is Mortal Kombat. 616 Entertainment put together a 4-part documentary. End to end was probably a little over 2 hours, I believe, but called The History of Mortal Kombat. And he went through the entire history of the video game franchise, and it was really, really entertaining. Brought a lot of memories back from my own childhood, and he even shared some close personal memories of his own childhood, which I thought was a nice touch there towards the end. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan like me, this video is definitely one to watch. And ironically, very, very shortly after the last video came out, NetherRealm Studios announced that Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out very, very soon. Yes, I'm excited. Yes, I'm stoked. It is very possible that my video uploading schedule is going to fall behind a little bit when Mortal Kombat 11 comes out. Just so you know. 4-2. Henning Pauly's channel. Nobody seems to know how to pronounce his actual channel name, or at least I don't. Everybody that I've heard, nobody even calls it that. It's Henning Pauly. Anyway, there was lots of great pedals that were released by various different companies this year. One of the best pedal demos that I saw was Henning Pauly's demo of the new Friedman BEOD Deluxe overdrive pedal. The reason why it was unique is because it was as far as what Henning was doing in that video himself was not too terribly different from what he normally does. This one was a little bit different, though, in that Dave Friedman himself was sitting on a couch in the back of the room yelling trash talk at Henning the entire time. It's a long video, but as most of Henning's videos are, but this one's worth a watch. Yeah, speaking of trash talk, the Boss Metal Zone is known to be probably the most hated pedal on the internet. And one person that has bashed that pedal over and over and over again has been Colin Scott of CS Guitars. Now, Colin is very, very knowledgeable about gear, and I absolutely respect his opinion on anything that he has ever said about the Metal Zone, even though it's a pedal that I happen to enjoy. However, and knowing full well in advance Colin's opinion of the Metal Zone, Boss, being the great company that they are, actually sent him one of the new WAZA-Craft editions of the Metal Zone, and Colin's demo of that was very, very enlightening. I got a lot of enjoyment seeing just how much he actually enjoyed the new version, the new higher-end made in Japan version of the Boss Metal Zone. It was a great demo, and a pedal that I really want one. I want one myself anyway, but it was a great demo. I encourage you to go check it out. Speaking of WAZA-Craft, you probably noticed a few repeat YouTube personalities on this list already. At the same time that Boss released the WAZA-Craft edition of the Metal Zone, they also released a version of the DC2 Dimensions C chorus pedal, which was a very, very famous and very widely used chorus pedal back in the 1980s. If you're not familiar with that particular chorus tone, go check out a album of The Cure or The Flock of Seagulls, and that'll give you a pretty good idea. Pete Thorn did one of my favorite pedal demos all year long when he demoed the new DC2W WAZA-Craft edition of Boss's new release of the Dimension C pedal. Of course, that guy can, string up a tree branch and make it sound good. But this particular demo, I really, really enjoyed it. It made me really, really excited and want to go out and buy the product that he was demoing. Again, another great demo. Go check it out. This next entry is not one video, but actually a video series that encompasses 5 videos, at least the ones that I know of that I have seen. Samurai Guitarists put out a series of videos this year called Guitar Player Problems number 1 through 5. And each one of them is about 2.5 minutes long, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody because I think everybody will have a better experience if they watch them themselves going in without any information. But you're going to find yourself doing one of these at the end. Speaking of Samurai Guitarists and being able to exploit those character defects of guitar players all over the world, he also put out another video that he called Procrastinating. Again, another one that I don't want to spoil for anybody, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't guilty of every single little detail that he talked about in that video. Again, about less than 5 minutes long. It's worth your time to go watch it. Samurai Guitarist is a very, very entertaining channel. A great musician with a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge, and he has a lot to share with the world. About this time of year, our little guitar community here on YouTube starts to get flooded with the current year's Winter NAMM show. And that time of year is coming here just in the next few weeks, as the NAMM show is very, very rapidly approaching. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend this year. Here in about a month and a half from now, I don't know about you, but by mid-February, I am usually sick of seeing NAMM videos. However, there was one video last year that really stuck out to me, and that was a video that Andertons put up, and it was their coverage of Marshall's. Marshall, of course, was at the NAMM show, and their big to-do last year at Winter NAMM 2018 was the Marshall Origin Series. At the 12-minute and 25-second mark of that video, if you just want to skip to the good part, Steve Smith of Marshall, I believe Steve Smith is his name. He's one of their top product specialists. And, of course, his job there at NAMM show is to, introduce people to the new products and tell them about all the features and all the benefits and all the things that Marshall's doing right now. He got up on stage and actually performed a full demo of the new Marshall Origin Series. Not only does it sound killer, but Steve Smith is a monster guitar player, and he was shredding all over the place on the Strat that he was playing. And the performance itself, even if you're not a Marshall fan, the performance itself is definitely worth watching. It's about the last 5 minutes or so of that video. The video itself is about 17 minutes. Again, if you just want to see the live performance, scroll to 12:25, and I think you'll enjoy what you see. If Ghost does not earn an award for Metal Band of the Year, then whoever the people are that hand out those awards and make those decisions all need to go throw themselves off a cliff, because they have had a monster year. I am a huge Ghost fan. I first started listening to them during their last album cycle when they were touring behind Meliora. And that was when I discovered how great of a band they are, and really enjoy their entire act altogether. Well, this year they released a new album called Prequel, and the first single off of that album, which is also serving as their opener on their current round of live shows, was called Rats. And the music video showed up not only on their own YouTube channel, but several others. And it was a fantastic. It was a great video, very well produced. But the song itself is one of the best pieces of new music that I have heard all year. I have driven around town for hours with that song and that album on repeat. Matter of fact, I was just listening to it on the way home tonight. I've enjoyed it that much. Go check them out. Okay, I admit this one was actually uploaded in 2017. However, I did not see it for the first time until 2018. I mentioned Leo Moracchioli and Frog Leap Studios earlier. Well, also at the previous year's GuitCon convention, I believe. Again, a lot of the YouTube personalities were all there and all got together and did several collaboration videos. Well, this time he decided to do a metal cover of It's a Hard Knock Life once again featuring Mary Spender on vocals. Mary Spender, by the way, had a great stage performance. Glenn Fricker made a guest appearance in that video as the manager or the sound engineer or somebody with authority, telling Leo to don't cup the mic, as he has been known to do to many metal vocalists. This is another one of those videos where you got to see a lot of YouTube personalities all together in the same video, clearly enjoying themselves and having a good time. Some great guitar work, great music, and also Pete Thorn's hair. I'm including these next three because they're not really individual videos as they are creators' channels that I have watched an awful lot of and have really done a lot to inspire me and help me grow my own channel. I've learned a lot from Daryl Eves, Sean Cannell, and Roberto Blake. And all three of those people's channels are dedicated to helping other YouTube creators learn and grow and to be successful on YouTube. The reason why I am including this, again, as I mentioned, I watch videos from all these guys quite often because I am constantly trying to learn and to improve in an effort to grow my own channel. However, a recurring theme that I've gotten from a number of people in the comment sections of my videos, especially here lately, is a number of people say that, for one reason or another, they don't want to, they would like to start their own channel, but they're afraid to for one reason or another. I wanted to include these guys' channels because you might not know about them, and I think that if you went and learned from some of the experts, all of these guys are all a gazillion times YouTube certified in whatever YouTube certifies in. They've got the silver and the gold play buttons and, all that kind of stuff. Long story, these guys know what they're talking about. And they're very, very, very informative and very helpful. I would encourage, if you're one of those people that's left those comments with me, I would encourage you to go check out some of their videos and, maybe you'll find the inspiration that you're looking for and help you get over that hump to encourage you to start your own channel if that's something that you really want to do. Steve Terryberry hit a milestone on his channel this year in that he crossed over the 1 million viewers mark, and that is a big milestone for by any standards. And as such, he decided to do a video where he was calling his own fans in celebration of reaching 1 million subscribers. Definitely a cool way to celebrate such a monumental accomplishment and milestone in the world of YouTube. And by the way, I know that there's going to be several of you that are thinking that I am including Steve Terryberry in this video specifically to kiss up or try to suck up to him in response to the last video that I made regarding Steve Terryberry. Let me be clear, I disagreed with one topic in one of his videos. That's it. I am a big fan of Steve Terryberry, as I always have been. I enjoy his videos very, very much. There's a lot of great guitar channels on YouTube that focus on various different things, such as product demos and, lessons and, how to use various different products and, techniques and, news and all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff in and of the guitar world. Tons and tons and tons of those channels. And as I've mentioned here in this list, there's quite a few of them that I personally enjoy and watch regularly. One of the channels that has inspired me the most is Ryan Bruce, aka Fluff. Earlier this year, Fluff actually sat down in front of a computer and watched a lot of his old videos from the early days of his channel, and seeing his reaction to some of that stuff was pretty interesting. And as a guy that's followed his channel for a long time, it's actually been really, really neat to see him grow. Not just from a subscriber and a view standpoint, but as a creator himself. If you go back and watch some of his early videos, it's night and day compared to what you see him produce now. It's really, really neat to see. Again, it's been a big inspiration to me myself. And I'm not quite ready that I want to go back and watch my earlier videos yet. I want to continue to improve a little bit more. But it was a good view. Speaking of Ryan Bruce, there was another video that went up on his channel this year, early part of this year, that he wasn't even in. It was a thumbnail with Rob Scallon's face on it, and the title said, "How to Infuriate Fluff." One of the best videos I've seen all along. That was one of the best videos I saw all year long. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Links are down in the description. Just go watch it. Another favorite YouTube personality of mine is none other than Rob Chapman. Rob Chapman posted a response video here this past summer called Truth, Guitar is Not Dead. Rob Chapman is a very, very knowledgeable individual in our industry. Not only is he, of course, a very successful YouTuber with multiple channels, as well as an accomplished guitar player. Very accomplished guitar player, by the way. He's got like 2 successful bands, I think, with Gorge and the name of his other band escapes me, but they have a hit right now. I'll post it on the screen. But more so, as far as this video is related, anyway. He is also the owner of Chapman Guitars, who have gained a lot of steam very, very quickly. Guitar Center actually picked up Chapman Guitars this year. Guitar Center are now carrying them. Also this year, Chapman Guitars are no longer only import guitars made in China and Korea and Indonesia. They have just this year started producing high-end British-made guitars, that are in the $3,000 range. Rob Chapman knows the industry very, very well. He has a lot of industry knowledge as far as, not just sales, but where those sales occur and, and what specific niches, if you will. Be it acoustics and ukuleles and electrics and hollow bodies and, of the U.S. versus the U.K. versus, any other region of the world. He knows all this stuff because he has to, because, he needs to know all this stuff in order for his guitar business, Chapman Guitars, to be successful. That video was very, very insightful to what is really going on in the guitar industry as far as where the money is going, where it used to be versus where it is now. It was very, very insightful, and I actually posted a response to that video myself because I agreed with everything that he said in it. If that kind of thing interests you, I strongly encourage you to go watch that video. These were some of my favorite moments on YouTube in 2018. Thank you so much for sticking this one out with me. This video actually turned out to be a little bit longer than I had initially expected it to. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed every single one of these. Links to all the videos and any related videos that I might think of will be listed down in the description. I strongly encourage you to go check them out. If you haven't already, please subscribe to those creators' channels. It really does help us out a lot. Again, any and all other links will be down in the description. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite video or moment on YouTube may have been this year. If it's a video that I have not seen, I would love to check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Here's to a killer 2019.